Up in here again. Man, today was one of them days, man. I was working early. I got an early working, man, because I got that combine coming up with the whole NBA thing. So I was like working early, man, and I was like, okay, do I want to go do this other job right here? And
Oh
then I
man,
know
you know your
y'all been
work
like,
don't
man,
stop, Rob. Stop,
like, man,
man.
this dude, man, he gonna call off again.
Oh, you talking about me? Oh, you talking about me?
I'm talking about me. I'm gonna call off right quick. But so this is like a wild and out type Sunday. We ain't got no guests up in here. We up in here together.
We don't need no guests, Rob. Come on,
So
man.
I was
We the
just like,
guests.
since we the guests up in here tonight, and all eyes on us,
Oh,
I'm
you
gonna
gonna
do
put
one
on
of
your
these
shit?
numbers. How about that?
Hey, the numbers is high, Rob. You know they high.
You
It's
got an
running up
interview
there.
coming up Tuesday, man.
Yeah, I
What
know.
you gonna do,
Yeah,
man?
Katie Lowe. Hey, look, Katie Lowe. I want to apologize to you. However, I had an unsuspected situation come up. I'll be leaving out of town tomorrow, and
Okay.
but I made sure that I contacted her. Because
Okay.
in fairness and honesty and also my my professionalism.
Because we know you capable of being very professional.
Yeah, so yeah, to let her know that my schedule will be open for her.
The coming week.
Yeah, the coming week or well, when any other time. It's just that this time is just not a good time right now. But it's
It's
okay.
all
It's gonna work
good.
itself out. We talked about it. Thank you, Katie.
We rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
So man, it's been a crazy week in Chicago, man. There's been a lot going on, especially with our weather. We won't complain about that. There's been a lot going on with our politics. There's been a lot going on with, the inner city youth. And I just want to, take time, this show right here in particular, to get serious. I know it's hard to get serious in here sometimes.
Yeah, I know, man. With your antics, man, you always coming up with something, to draw it all out, so it'll go boom, boom, babba, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I was talking to people this week, and the conversation came up about how our youth today, they're not like it was when we were younger, and how Gibbs brothers, what's up,
What's
fellas?
up?
What's going on with it, man?
Yeah,
What's
come here,
going on?
send in
Slide on
come
up
on,
in here.
slide up here, man.
Slide up in here right
Bring
quick.
it in, bring it in, bring it
Let's
close,
slide
man.
down, all the way down. I want to get
Yeah.
all y'all on the camera. Let me see if I.
Come on all the way down. You too.
Oh man, we
It's
all
everybody.
good. Just like Steve Harvey, I have my own people fixing stuff.
Okay.
Okay. Sometimes you gotta turn it
Uh,
wide, man. You gotta turn it wide.
Turn it wide.
Turn it sideways. Oh, you don't want my daddy to say nothing. Sometimes you gotta turn it. You gotta turn it.
As long as we're on there, that's all that matters. So it's all
Okay.
good, man. So before I get into what I'm going to talk about, I just want. What's up, Gibbs brothers? How y'all doing, man?
Man, we doing
great,
fantastic, man.
Okay. Good. How y'all week been, man? How work been? How's everything going with y'all?
Man, everything is going good. I actually got this particular thing at my school coming up this week. So I'm trying to get like these little kids together for the spring concert. So they 3, 4, and 5. But everybody want to see them come out like for the concert and do like A B C D. No, that's not happening, man. These kids now, they are so talented, man.
Advanced.
So advanced, man. And they like if you ain't creative with your curriculum and what you talking about and what you doing in the classroom,
Absolutely.
you ain't gonna be able to do nothing with their behavior.
You can't hold their attention.
Right. Exactly, man.
Wait,
So I'm excited about that.
To fall back on the ABC, like the years that I've been going to school, do everybody still say elemental P?
Yeah, elemental P. Yeah, they do. They do. I'm saying, wait, this is L, this is M, this is N. Oh, you trying to get together,
I
really.
wanted to make sure.
Man, I like your shades, bro.
Man, I got these
I
from
want my shades.
Zimbabwe, man.
Slick, man.
Got these from
Let's do
Zimbabwe.
shade. Wait.
Yeah, you
Man,
know
I
what?
left my shades
Yeah,
up.
man, I'm pimped out
All right.
tonight, man. I'm taking the chill
All right.
pill.
Trying to match.
Oh, look at Slab.
There we go. There we go.
Okay.
Match you. Nope.
All right.
But I want to rewind back. Like, I was talking to somebody that, the other day, and they were talking about how today's youth, man, they out of control, and we don't know what to do with them and all of that stuff. But didn't they learn it from somewhere, fellas, man? I get tired of people bashing the shorties.
Right.
Yeah, you know it's not from home. But
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you go bash the shorties, and the shorties watch you as you brought them up.
Yeah.
Now you finna bash them. So it has something about like what they saw coming up.
Because all the behavior is learned.
Right. Learn
or
behavior.
not seen.
Right. Exactly. You know, a lot of them don't even know what. A lot of parents is not even giving their kids just love and attention, man.
neglect.
And a lot of them, that's what they need, man. If they don't get it in a positive way, they go search it in a negative way by acting out.
Right.
Oh, you looking at me now?
Okay. Well, yeah.
You know,
they say
Or just give them to the grandparents.
some attention is no attention, whether that be positive or negative. And that's pretty sad.
That's how they kind of like feel.
Okay, so I wanted to touch on that just a little bit. So let's get wretched. All right.
Okay.
So these women, all right. You know, there's a back and forth argument about black men and black women in our country. You know, black women, they want a man who stands up and gonna take care of home. A man want a woman who gonna cook and be at home to make love to him when he ready. What's the big gap between black men and black women right now? Why we can't seem to get it together, you know, in the public side at least? It seems like it's a big discrepancy with us. What's going on, Gibbs? Tell me, man. Because I'm talking to 3 of my single unit.
I tell you one of the things, and if you could actually research it, actually the Rockefeller said this.
Okay.
And a lot of black women, they see themselves now having the privilege because like when my mom grew up, okay, it wasn't a lot of opportunities and stuff like that for women.
Okay.
But now, man, it's just such an open market space for African American women in the whole 9 yards. But one thing that they got to understand what the ploy was that if we let the man just be the head of the house, we can't get no taxes from you. So we finna open the floodgates so that you can get these jobs. Now you can pay us some taxes.
Oh.
And
so
that's y'all may disagree,
insightful.
but that's what was said
Very insightful.
from the people that's controlling the economy.
Oh, so they're trying to tax both sides of the coin now.
Yes. Yes, it's an economic thing. And then a lot of the women are taking it to their head. Well, I make this.
So what is it with the whole I don't need no man movement with women though? You hear that a lot.
They want to
You hear
break
that a
up
lot.
the family structure.
Yeah.
That was the whole target of the government to say, you know what? We're going to give you some money once a month, but we're going to give you just enough so you'll stay dependent on us.
And get you a little penis on the side.
And do that. And then so well they said that the man can't be there. Section 8 is for the women and the child. So the man can't be there. Right. You know, so
it was
what strategy
back
was
in the
that?
day, it was a movie, Claudine. Remember that movie?
Yeah, Claudine.
Yeah, she was on welfare and she met a nice guy, James Earl Jones.
Okay.
Trash collector. Well, streets of sanitation, we should say. You know, and when the people come to the house to give an interview, she had to put up the iron that he bought, the ironing board, the coffee maker. They had to hide all this stuff because they had to be poor.
Right.
But you know, when a good man comes into a woman's life, you know. And you have, you know, sometimes you have women that's so independent they don't know when they have help.
Right.
Oh.
So I had a situation once. I'm gonna keep this brief. And I had a situation once when I was married, and you know the clothes would fall down the hamper, and I'm sitting in the basement, you know, watching TV and probably having a cocktail or two, and I see the clothes fall down. I said, wow, while I'm down here, I might as well just, you know, sort the clothes out and go on and wash. So I'll do just that and dry. Then I sort the kids' clothes out and my clothes out, our clothes out. I'll put the kids' clothes on their bed and I'll take our clothes and sit there and fold them. So at that time, the situation was like, well, if you're not going to fold all the clothes, don't even wash them.
Don't.
Like, what?
She was the boss?
Yeah.
She used to boss your ass around.
Man, I look at it, rejected. You know, so I said, okay, well,
Who was wearing the panties?
She did. She wore the man. But there's only one person who wore the drawers around him. That was me. But I had to understand, like, wow, you didn't really, have that probably in your life. But I learned to appreciate that moment. You know what I'm saying? I had to appreciate those things. Like
if you had to do it all over again, would you get married again, brother?
Absolutely. It would be that young lady that was on the show. How many weeks ago was that?
Oh, the one that you brought on the scene?
Did I bring on the scene?
Oh. Say her name, say her name.
Say her name, man.
Don't kind of shady.
Give us some
radio.
Is she watching the show?
Radio.
I don't know. I don't know if she's watching or not. But I would, it's a
say her name, man.
It's a CTC presenter.
What's your intuition? Because women have intuition.
So. I don't know.
What's the most important part of a relationship for y'all, though, man? Because for me, like, it's sex. Like, I gotta have great sex to be in a relationship, dude. I can't be in it, man. I'm sorry, dude. I don't care how nice she is. I don't care how much money she got. If she don't have good sex, I can't be in a relationship.
No,
so tell me, man.
I totally disagree.
No, I'm just saying. I'm asking y'all. I gotta have great sex, man, to be in a relationship, dude. Or it's nothing for me, man. I don't care about her personality. I don't care about her job.
I care about that. Well, that's what I care about. Because at the end of the day,
what is that?
And you've had some previous shows when you say you only last 5 minutes or whatever.
But I go hard for that 5 though,
right?
Man.
You go hard, but
I might go 7 though.
It's
7. Damn,
the
that's
personality, man. I mean, somebody that you can talk to and have a shared vision with. You're building something together, and often she may not be because of her work day, may not be in the mood or whatever. You may not be in the mood sometimes, so it can't be all about that. But it definitely includes that.
That is 99.9% of it, man.
You know,
sex. If it's not that, I want to hear what y'all got to say.
I say we would say for instance,
what's the percentage for y'all?
No, I'm saying say for instance.
What's your percentage give?
No, I'm just saying. I'm gonna say this with a precursor question.
Okay.
What if, like, your mate or whatever got into a predicament where they couldn't really for a while just have sex?
Well, I'm sorry, Riverdershi. See you. Sayonara. Bye-bye. Buenos noches.
Wait, what if you got in a predicament where you couldn't?
Right.
What if you got in that same predicament? What would you want her to do?
See you, Rita. Hasta la vista. Sayonara.
If you keeping it real, I respect you.
Well, you know what? Totally, my mind has been. I've been told I was narrow-minded sometimes in that area. Like, while I may be pretty damn intelligent. Yeah. Well, I may be pretty damn intelligent. I'm kind of one-track minded in that area. Because one thing that I kind of realize, like, as you get older, like, you're gonna lose that part of your body anyway at some point.
Well,
your sexual problems.
Yeah, I refute that. I mean,
you got Viagra and all that stuff.
No.
That's
the times are changing, man. It's another time now.
I have my cousin Erwin. Cousin Irv, he's 83 years old. He said, "Look here, cuz." He got kind of dead eye, and he kind of talked to you like this, and he got his mouth kind of slurred like this in here. He said, "Look here, cuz. I'm gonna tell you something. When you get weak in the hip, you get strong in the lip."
No, man, but they got 90-year-old men right now having kids.
Yeah.
Intimidating the chicks.
No, not that way. No, the regular way, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man, it's this level, man, where God is restoring our vitality, man, and it's hitting certain people. Look, Abraham was 90, what? Sarah was 90 years old and she conceived a child. 99. This is a day, man, of miracles, man, and things that you never saw, imagined before that are happening, bro. I'm rolling with that.
Absolutely.
How about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm rolling. How about that?
That you got.
I hear you, man. I don't see no proof.
But you know what? Well, I'm telling you right now, we know back from the earlier days, if you read Genesis with the Bible, how men lived 500, 600, 700, 800, 900 and something.
I don't believe that.
Well, you know what?
I don't believe
man. Well, I believe
years.
this. Well, here's what I believe. Man was not, first of all, created to die. He was never created to die.
Oh.
And so now we got a system that is feeding us such false information
Now,
And it
don't
seems
say
like,
system. Say who it is.
well, I'm telling you, it's the system of what you call Christendom. And it has a religious face on it. And it speaks the surface things of Christ and good things, but it's very sinister in the back rooms and the meetings that they have. But you know what? Their time is up.
So
The time
let's
is up, man.
rewind
Truth
back, girl.
is now
You're not
being...
gonna just say that.
No,
what you
no,
just said.
no, I'm gonna
Hold on.
speak in general terms.
I want to ask you this.
Right there.
Okay.
You gonna say people wasn't created to die?
No, they weren't. Not man. See, we're in a
I
fallen
don't know
state
about
right now.
that.
Bruh, we're in a fallen state, whether you know it or not. We're
So
not
you
created.
think we can actually live forever?
Of course.
Well, if you
If
said-
Enoch did it.
Enoch,
Elisha did it. They didn't go
Elijah,
the way of the
those-
grave. They didn't die.
Oh yeah, more than those.
So
that
you
that
mean
was not.
it got
recorded.
something to do with our appetite and stuff. the way
It had
we
something
eat
to
and
do
all
with
that?
he pleased God.
You mean
If you-
ain't it hair?
And God
sticking
took
over
him.
the
He said you didn't have to
piece?
go the way, you had to go 6 feet under.
If you create, I mean, if you were God, would you create your son? You think about your kids. Do you want your kids
what
to
do you
die?
mean if you?
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying in the angle of this. If you created something, do you want to see your kids die? Do you want to see anybody that you love die? Yes or no? Do you
No.
want to see them corrupt and
No.
actually decay and go
No.
through that?
Great
So
point.
you think that the master had a design for that to happen?
Man, that's just hard to think that we was not created to die, man. That's just
Why?
something
Why you
like-
want to die?
I mean, it's just been too many people doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
That's why I'm saying we come into it's another dispensation in time now.
okay,
It's another dispensation. It's dispensation in time that's on the horizon that you can't get this from your institutions of religion. They don't talk about this.
Well,
They don't talk about it.
Let me get this straight.
Mm.
Are you saying?
Food for thought.
I mean, are you saying that in a possibility we should celebrate being shot by the police? I mean, it's not laughing matter, but it's like, hey, look here, hey, shoot me there.
'Cause you gonna live.
Yeah, because I'm gonna live forever.
No, man.
no.
Help me help you.
No, you're not saying that. I understand exactly what you're saying. In that realm of being born and then being born in that situation or that world where all things of that world, so to speak, is only existence, some type of paranormal type of deal, right?
Let me say it this way, and I'll say it briefly, is that you would never know that God is good if you only saw good. So here's what I mean. You could never appreciate the sun if it never rained. And so what the Father has to do is to expose the works of the enemy, because the enemy is the one that comes to steal, kill, destroy. So he has to unmask the enemy.
What do you say to people who don't believe in God, though? What do you say to people who believe that, things just...
I say one thing, and whether you believe in the Bible or not, but a fool, there's a scripture, and trust me, I'm not coming from the angle of being a Christian and all that, but a fool says in his heart that there is no God. If I go outside and I look at the universe, who do you think maintains that? Does it maintain itself, really? Because it will require more faith not to believe that there's a creator than to believe that there is a creator.
I like the way you put that. I really do, because as recently as a couple of weeks ago, I met a couple of people who don't believe in God. They believe that, hey man, when you pray, you basically talking to yourself. I mean, one of the guys actually said that. Like, man, dude,
It's okay.
you praying, man, but you still got to go do something about it. You're
Where
like,
do
man.
God, where do God live?
And then, I mean, like Corey Holcomb, he was even saying something like that, like, people trying to ride off, use God. That's that old ancient religion stuff. Like, that's that old religion stuff, because people, they need something to hold on to.
Mhm.
So they afraid. So that's only black people from slavery days. They was buying into that. That's that same thing. The people who enslaved us taught us Christianity. Come on, man.
Well,
Come on,
look,
man.
I
Come
say
on
it from this angle. And I am not trying to persuade anybody to think like me. Everybody has to take this earth walk into what their own discovery. But what they have to do is have their personal inquiry into these questions. Not seek for man to answer me, because if a man answer you in a certain way, you're going to want to keep going back and feeding off that man, which God didn't want you to do that. He wants you to feed off internally off him by coming to him. So it's just like if somebody met your daughter and they say, I don't believe you got a father. Does that not make you her father?
Right.
It doesn't. So in their course walk, they will eventually come to the truth if they're seeking truth.
You know, because most of them, they say that Christianity was created in the slave, during slavery, when, blacks didn't feel that they had a chance. They felt like, they had to find a reason, something to hold on to, because we worked so hard.
Right.
We took a beating. We never got a chance. And we just felt like we needed something to believe in.
Right.
That's what it was, man.
But here's the deception. And a lot of times we can throw titles around. That's why I don't get into titles. People say, well, I'm Buddhist, or I worship, this is my denomination. I'm Christian. I'm Presbyterian. I'm Baptist. I'm Kojic. I'm whatever that. But at the end of the day, I think when you talk about Christianity, what the deceptive part was the image that they gave of Christ,
right? Which
was this white European, long-haired, blue-eyed God. And if you understood the area in which Christ actually went, these were black people. So it was that sense of it was this European, basically, it's whitewashing everything that was us. I mean, it was us. Now, it's not about color, because we're the only people that can produce any color. We can produce white people
through albinos.
But because of our dominant genes, two white people can produce a black person.
So you saying we can create a white person because we can have albino?
We create albinos, yeah.
Well, from my understanding,
we've got the whole color spectrum.
Isn't that like a plague?
No, it's not a plague.
I'm talking about white.
No.
Are you sure?
No, it's not. Because you know what? And this, I really got to say this. It's not because of a person's color that gives them thumbs up or thumbs down in terms of the father. It's your nature. Because you got some people our color that can do a lot of ruthlessness.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's your spirit.
Okay, I'm clear now. And I hope if they watching, they clear.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's get on to something else, man.
Right.
Okay, NBA playoffs, man. Y'all been watching the NBA playoffs, man.
I saw Houston, man. Houston got whooped pretty bad, man. By
last night, Minnesota. D Rose, man. D Rose, man, had 17.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
That's where he went?
Yeah, D Rose in Minnesota,
serious?
man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Houston
man.
I think they go.
Houston gonna end up popping them.
They're gonna fix that.
But you see, I don't know, y'all ain't been watching the Golden State. I mean,
Golden State lost today.
Portland Trailblazers got swept.
Oh, they did?
Okay. Yeah, by the Pelicans.
Watching that too
by the Pelicans, man. So it's getting down. But LeBron James is on right now. What is LeBron James gonna do, fellas? LeBron James, Cleveland is down 2 games to 1. Bron has never been down in his whole career. What are they gonna do?
Well, if I had to say something, it'd be a gospel song called "I'm Catching Hell." But anyway.
Yeah, the NBA playoffs, man. People, I'm on all those search engines on the internet, and everybody either they hate the hell out of LeBron or they love the hell out of LeBron. And one thing that bothers me the most is that how we always comparing the brothers, like comparing Michael Jordan to LeBron James. And, I get so tired of that, man, because it seems like that's that old Willie Lynch thing, back in the days, putting us against each other. Don't y'all find that to be far too often too common amongst us as black people? We always trying to compare each other to who's who, as opposed to just letting one individual be who they are and then the next.
Right. I think that mentality is perpetuated, I think, throughout all segments or sectors of society. And when I look at LeBron James, I look at him. First of all, you can look at him as a person. First of all, as a human being. This is why I have so much respect for LeBron James. A lot of times, if you have a favorite team, you know, after that season is over, that NBA season is over, then if you hated him just on the court, but you like him as a human being, that exists. But sometimes, man, you know, LeBron has hurted a lot of people's their wish for their favorite team to win, and he's a winner, man. But ultimately, you have to go back to who he is as a human being. He's a wonderful guy,
and the fact that
he's a wonderful
player
guy
and entertainer.
Yeah,
I agree. Great on all aspects. Mm-hmm. But it was just funny thing that you mentioned that when you use the word court, right? Now, I have dealt with court like for a long time. Not to get into nothing specific, but
judicial court.
Right. Let's just use that. Thank you for saying
use
that.
Use it for what it is.
Okay. So all games is performed on a court.
With a judge.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. So, so I was just, that was just something that I was just thinking about when he said court, because it went ding, 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 school is open.
Okay.
I'm like, wow. I mean, I got a situation coming up now, and I was just wondering, like, how is this really going to pan out? And I already know that I'm winning, so therefore I don't even have to go.
Wow. Well,
you know that's how. No, that's how.
Elaborate on it.
Well, only because anybody, like a lawyer that represents self, he has a fool for a client. So I do that.
That's real stuff.
Ain't a man.
Dang, man.
Ree, you want to get some update on your what you're doing overseas with the teams that you're building?
Man, baseline.
You know what?
Baseline, yeah.
Absolutely. So, man, basically, I spent the day earlier, man. I went over there to that LeVar Ball. He was LeVar Ball, and his son was in town. Actually, what's his name? Angelo Ball played for the Lakers. He was in town, so his dad didn't come. But anyway, I went over there to try to pick up some guys to come to my pro combine. That will happen in May. For guys that's interested in playing pro ball overseas. And then once I left there, then I went over to Romeoville because they got a big tournament over there. And I just got to thinking. And I walked in, I'm like, man, there's over 2,000 people in here. It's $15 a head. $1,000 people, 15. Man, that's somebody marked out there with 15 grand. More money, in one day.
Wow.
And that's when I realized I was in the wrong line of work, man. But trying to, going into this form of business right now, it's tough. It's just like with anything that you do when you first get into it, you have to build relationships.
Right.
And a lot of people want everything fast. And that's the society that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
But the guys that I represent, I kind of consistently reiterate to them that your careers didn't happen overnight. So you can't expect for this to happen overnight. It's only a few kids who are young men who are lucky enough to be able to go up right overnight. And those were kids in Kentucky. But Calipari, if you play for Calipari, you're one and done. So, yeah, so I got a great group of guys, man, right now. And we're in free agency right now. So I'm shopping them real hard. And hopefully, man, we can get them. I got one guy already. He in El Salvador, a big 6'9" guy. Malik is a killer. Okay. And then I got another guy right now on the chopping block. He should be heading to Poland next month. His name is Josh Cuthbertson. And
good action.
And then I got a couple other guys, man, that I'm trying to get with the Windy City Bulls G League team. So we working, man.
Okay, good. So can you sign me up?
Man, they need a water boy, man. So no gin in the cup, though, Slab. No gin.
Just coffee.
So what's your pitch to anybody watching the show? Maybe, interested in playing ball.
My pitch to anybody that's watching the show that's interested in playing ball is to invest in what you're trying to do.
You're looking at what age?
Basically, you got to be out of high school. So you got to be one year removed from high school, 1 year out of high school, and then you can go play overseas. Now, the contracts as a rookie coming in, it depends. If you come from a school like UConn, you win the national championship, you can get you 6 figures because your name is known. But if you're a small time guy, you're coming out of a small school, you really don't have a name for yourself. I mean, sometimes those contracts be $1,000 a month, but they pay room and board, and then they pay you incentives to work camps and stuff like that. So sometimes that market overseas can be a little bit overrated to some degree because you think automatically if you go overseas, you're gonna make the top dollar.
But you still got to be an Uber driver.
Yeah, man, you don't want to drive Uber overseas. So yeah, man, it's an interesting business, and I'm not new to it. New business. You know how you get into something for the first time.
Right.
I understand that it's not going to just take off just like that, but it can if I get the right relationship. I could be flooded. So that's just the way that it is.
Right. If you watch it, I mean, if somebody watching, say for instance, they go to a Malcolm X, or they may go to they may go to a junior college. I mean, what type of hope can you give them? Or
what I tell them is keep working hard. Make sure you get the best grades while you're in that junior college, because most of these big time schools are recruiting kids from those junior colleges because they know once you did 2 years of junior college, that's that grind. So yeah, we can go get him a little bit more mature, and they willing to give you a 2-year scholarship. And the majority of the kids that you see in these big time programs, a lot of them, they come from junior colleges.
When you say that,
because real quick, because it was something Division I transfers this year alone, because they get these scholarships, they go to certain schools, and then they transfer after that first year. Like Coach Cheney, I don't know if y'all familiar with the coach that was at Don Cheney, I want to say that's his name. He was the coach in Memphis, and he said when he came out of college in 1963, he went to a school on a full scholarship ride, and he got there and he really didn't like it. So he called home and told his dad. He said, "Dad, I want to come home. I don't want to go to school here." His dad said, "Hold on. Are they treating you right?" He was like, "Yeah." "Are you eating?" "Yeah." "Are they still paying for your education?" "Yeah." He said, "Well, you're going to stay your ass there because guess what? Somebody else is in your bed." So he realized at that point, he said, we teaching kids how to quit nowadays, as opposed to making them stick in there and get the education part, because everybody won't go pro.
You don't sweat it, you just let it.
Right. So yeah, man, but they got it. I say to that though, for Coach Cheney was this: you'll never know if you don't put it all on the line.
Right.
You got to.
Let me ask, what about the organizations? And I know back in the day where I remember when N1, everybody was watching N1. Are they doing heavy recruiting now?
N1 broke up, man. Money messed those guys up, man. They were actually a nationally known travel team, a street ball team. Remember they had the bus and they go from city to city. But when they brought the white kid on there, the professor. And I don't know if you're familiar with the white kid that was on there. He was pretty damn good. He was decent. And that's what brought that crossover appeal. And more people started becoming more engaged. And a lot of the brothers, they didn't like that. They didn't like the fact that they were featuring this white kid. And it created, dissension amongst them. And man, at that point, you could see it all fell apart.
So I never knew that. Wow. You mean to say that one white kid that had talent, like the other players, it changed the whole game for all the other players except for the white kid?
Man, it got ugly.
Whatever happened with him?
The professor, they playing with Ball Up. They got this thing called Ball Up with Gilbert Arenas.
Oh, so that started up a new.
That started up a new thing with the professor.
Oh wow, yeah. That is something.
Yep.
That is wow. That's the weed in.
Yep.
See that? Yeah. Seed in, weed out.
One thing we don't understand
is,
man,
wow, that's something.
When they come over here on our side and do something, it becomes popular too. Just like when we go on their side and do something. Like when we go on their side and we do, say, some Katy Perry type music. It's pop music, right? Mm-hmm. They come over here and do hip hop. They blow up. Eminem. He said
Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boys. If a white guy do black music, he blows up. If a black guy do white music, he blows up. Michael Jackson, pop star.
Crossover.
Eminem, pop star, crossover. You know, and that's what I told my daughter. We want to cross over. I told her, let's call your album The White Girl. She's like, I ain't calling my album The White Girl.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because in comedy they had blackface.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Reed, talk about the reunion we got coming up.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Slap. Tell us about it. What's going on? That's
What's
Mother's
up with that
Day.
reunion?
Mother's Day, man, we was gonna bring everybody back. We was gonna bring everybody back one more time for our all show reunion, man. And I'm looking forward to that. Our very first show, let's count them down. Okay, I remember we had the Queens of Real Estate, our first show.
That was the first show.
The second show, we had Alice and Adrian. That's number 2. Number 3, we had Tiffany Lynn, Yvette Love, Yvette. I know your last name, Yvette. I know you probably watching.
That was
Kind of. I can't count them. I know I can better count them. I'm just saying.
That's when the band came.
Well, just give a broadcast out, man, right now.
So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that's been coming on our show. And first of all, man, I want to thank. Hold on, I want to stop there. It's really though for these particular people. I want to give a shout out to the Kennedy family from Roseland again, who lost their brother, my boy BB. You know, I've been seeing them dealing with that hard, man. You know, he lost his life abruptly from down in Minnesota. So I want y'all to know if
Was
y'all
that the truck
watching.
dri- I mean,
Yeah, he
was
was
it-
driving
oh,
a truck
yeah.
and he lost his life. And then I want to give a shout out to a special memory for JC Cherry. JC Cherry just recently lost her little brother. JC Cherry that
She was
came
the
on
show.
here.
That was I think that was
She
the
lost her little
fifth
bro.
show.
And you know, I don't know how it happened. All I know is they've been mourning behind that. And then Tiffany Lamb, you know, she lost her little brother. So
Oh,
those are
man.
3 people that I know close to me that lost their little brother. So I just want to let y'all know that I'm not just throwing it out there randomly saying, "Oh, we praying for y'all." Man, we genuinely really care.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
So we want y'all to know. And we here, we support everybody who go through things, man, because we all go through things ourselves. So,
Yeah.
man, so that's where I'm at with that. But back to the reunion part. You know, we was thinking Mother's Day. We invite everybody back, and we just do a massive interview. We just bring everybody in for a massive interview and just get them
Live.
on. You know, Aziza, Lisa. Who else we have?
Everybody. We had the dancers.
Yeah.
Anybody
they coming
that just
next
wanna
week.
come live.
They
We're
coming
gonna-
back next week with a whole new group
Twins.
though. Yep, Rocky
Mia
and Dave.
and,
Rocky, yeah.
Yep, they coming
Yeah.
back next
Dottie
week.
Stacks.
You
The
get a
who?
chance to just network.
Dot
and
Richie.
Dot Richie.
Dot Richie.
have just networking and talking. And,
Yeah.
you know,
The very
dancing.
first time that I saw your brown eyes.
Oh,
you
and-
said hello, and I said hi.
We can't
Go.
forget we can't
Come
forget
on, we
the-
gonna blow
Oh.
tonight. I knew right then you were the one, but I was caught up in physical attraction.
I knew it was coming. Hey, look, I've been trying to get him to do that for a long time.
Hey,
He'll throw down.
you don't remember that? That's shy.
What about that song you used to sing in the locker room back in 1985? He used to play.
You talking about Michael Jackson? When we used to play out in the rain, your mother scolded us. Nobody can hit that tune, boy.
No, I know I'm a little raspy. I know I can't do that.
So, Giz, man, y'all been playing a lot of music, man. Where y'all plan on showing up at this summer, man? I heard y'all got a whole thing set up. Y'all got a new album y'all finna release. What y'all gonna be doing this summer, man?
Man, this summer we're gonna actually be going to every venue that we're gonna go and do the legwork and try to get set up at venues on the west side, south side, north side.
Y'all gonna be at Ravinia this year? Y'all gonna try to get to Ravinia down there?
Where's that at?
When is that?
Ravinia, that's out in Deerfield, boy. That's where they had a big picnic out there. You bring your tables out there, and they had all the artists come out there.
Well, you know what? If I can get some type of because I didn't actually know about that venue, and I think, man, a lot for us, man, it's just word of mouth and stuff, and we'll investigate the different inquiries that we get, but we're not necessarily trying to get to the biggest stage.
Right.
We're just trying to get to people that we were predestined to reach.
Okay.
And I think that within itself would take us
Right.
in that route.
Right.
So
and for June, one of the things that we're very excited about, we'll be in West Point, man. We're going back to the South. And we're going to do like a mini concert, and we're going to expose them, man, to our records. You know, a lot of times artists, you have to leave your town, and you have to go,
we know that from
like
Chicago.
the South.
You got to leave
Bring your
Chicago
music and let it come back up to the North. And I'm telling you, that's one of our strategies. So
I know that it's 8:46 already, man.
No.
8:46
That means
already.
we got time. We got
We're gonna go out here, man,
Yeah,
and
we
set
got-
up. We're gonna go out here.
man.
We got time for
I cannot believe it is 8:46, man.
Man, it's time.
Yeah.
Time sure flies when you have
Golly, man.
Let me ask you guys something. One question. What is it that gives you joy at least one time a week?
a week.
One time.
You just ask me, do you
Only
love
one.
me? I tell you, only Polly. I only love my bed and my mama. I'm sorry. That's what makes me happy. My bed. I love to lay in that mug when I can.
Yeah.
If I don't like getting up at 5, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, man, I can't sleep, man. I can lay to sleep. I can go to sleep at 11, 12 o'clock and still pop up at 3 o'clock.
I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, well,
My
I'm
body
becoming
just-
more like my mom. My mom can sometimes she goes to bed at like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And I've been finding myself that way too. I mean, I like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock is when I go to
You
sleep.
be up. You be
And I've
okay.
been so much creative thinking is going into
Around that
those
time,
hours.
man.
I'm like, what?
I mean,
Wanted to be how much time we got left over there? 6
Oh,
minutes,
man.
Dougie Fresh, you're wrong. You think we can get that song this last 6 minutes, Wanda
We
B?
gotta take it home.
Yeah, y'all gonna set up while me and Slab just jab for a minute. Once y'all get going. I cannot believe it's been.
Hey, that's what you want to do. You want to jab with Slab for about 1 minute. You got 1 minute to jab with
I'm gonna
Slab.
say a word, and you gotta tell me. You gotta tell me the first thing come to your mind. Mosquito,
Bite.
thong.
My mama.
Oh,
that reminds you of something, huh?
Birth control.
I got it. Say that again. That wasn't clear.
All right. Okay. All right. Condom.
I own them. A gang of them. It's a must when I butt. We got to talk about it.
No, we ain't gonna talk about that.
Okay, I'm just-
Well, you know we got to close out Slab, man. This time flew by, man.
I got
man.
one word for you. That you can do the same thing, Rob.
Okay, go.
We only got 30 seconds.
Okay, go.
Ministration.
I hate it. What's up with the whip?
Oh, man, you made me.
Okay.
Hey, well, look at it.
So we gonna close out and let them do the music, man. Thank y'all for watching Chicago Millionaire Radio Show on Intellectual Radio. I am your host, Robert Bobby Reed.
I am
I'm with
Mississippi Slab.
And
look
what's
here,
that coming up the screen right there? What's that?
You already know what it is.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Keep your
dang,
powder
that's-
dry, aim high, and watch your six.
Well, thank y'all again, man.
Thank
Let's
you
hear
very much.
games now, man. Thank you, Mr. Earl Winfrey, Wanda B, for another time in the studio.
But I love you. Hey.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things that you cry. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things that you cry. Someday, all the weather and we get someday, your head is much lighter. Someday, walk in the rays of the beautiful sun. Someday when your head is lighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things are getting brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things are getting brighter. Someday I will get together and someday the world will run brighter. Someday walk in the ways of the person. Someday it's brighter. Today get together and get it all done. Today the day is much brighter. La 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 la. La 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 la. Someday get together and we get it all done. Someday your head was higher. Just stay away today. Walk in the ways of the universe. Today, throw your head higher. Today, walk in the ways of the universe. Today, when the world is much brighter. Today, get together and we'll get it all done. Today, when the world is much brighter. Things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things are get brighter.